Hello, YouTube, and any other people that may be watching this from a site I did not upload it to! Brawling Wolf here to talk about Icarus Uprising, because I am an obsessive player and have already finished the game. So, I want to tell you what I think, I want to review it in a non-professional fashion, and just essentially... yeah, it's a review. Sort of. That means this will contain spoilers. You can't say I didn't warn you. Spoiler warning! So I think the three things I want to cover are character development, gameplay, and just the overall feel of it. I think we'll start with character development. I thought the character development of this game was fantastic. It's kind of interesting how it's set up in the sense of characters are developed as you're fighting. The entire thing happens while you're fighting. There's like 2 or 3 little mini cutscenes or something like that, here, there, everywhere. Now I admit, at first, when, you know, the whole surprise that comes in at the end of Chapter 9, I was like, Nintendo, what are you doing? This is a terrible story. You cut it off quickly, la-da-da-da-da, you didn't explain Dark Pit, la-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Starting with Pit, Pit is... he's got that gung-ho attitude that's a lot of fun, except for the fact that I think the one time it bothered me was right after his wings were restored after getting singed off. Like I said, this is gonna have spoilers in it. If you haven't heeded that warning, then you probably hate me right now. But you can't say I didn't warn you. Anyway, other than that, I mean, just, like, you were on the brink of death. You were essentially dead. And yet you're like, let's go and save the world! I think he would be humbled a little bit by the experience, but I guess he wouldn't be Pit if he wasn't. So, it's great. Palutena, I have no complaints. I mean, I like the fact that she isn't always defending Pit. She picks on him. She, you know, she's constantly making jokes about him even with your other enemies. It's fun. Let's see. Medusa is Medusa. I mean, her herself, her character development was... I think she was actually one of the most least developed characters in the entire game, even though she serves as the primary antagonist up until Chapter 9. Hades. I loved Hades up until I had to fight him. His nicknames. I mean, you look at like Ganondorf or Bowser or something like that. They don't come up with little nicknames for Link and Mario, or like... I mean, you don't come across things like that. I mean, Pity Pat and Pity Too and la 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 la. It's just like, it's banter, it's making fun of him, it's shrinking Pit's ego, even though that's probably impossible. Yeah, that probably really is impossible. So Hades, I think he was fantastically done, and I love the way they introduced him with, okay, you think it's over? No, it's not. You're not even halfway through yet. You're probably about a third of the way through the entire game. Even though everybody thought that, oh, we just have to beat Medusa! No, never mind. Viridi. I'm a little confused about her at the end, considering I'm like, you were in like this 3/4-way war, and now you're just kind of like, okay, truce, I guess? I mean, other than that, she's great. I love the fact that she's very direct, she doesn't like taking crap, and it's just interesting. Now, I think onto my personal favorite character, Dark Pit, Kuro. Pitu, I'm sorry, I hated his nickname. There's Shadow Mario, there's Dark Link, there's Dark Samus, I mean, it's like, Dark Pit himself, he's his own entity, in a way. He's not just crafted to attack the main character, he's not just an illusion, he's real, he's got personality of his own, he's not just a carbon copy turned dark. But yeah, I really like the fact that he was different. He wasn't just, I am the dark version of you! Oh no! It's my dark version! I'm gonna kill you! No you won't! I will kill you! Yes I will! Bam! Now you're dead, huh? It wasn't like that, thank God. Character development of the game, I liked the fact that they seemed very relatable. They were very human. Like, they weren't just, like I said, it wasn't just, I am going to kill you! I'm gonna stop you! And then, have at it. Okay, so I think that's it about characters, and then just the little NPCs. I mean, there wasn't really a character that was left out, I think, other than maybe that little girl that Pit's controlling in whatever chapter it is, I forget right off the top of my head. Story. other than the very abrupt cutoff I feel like they went to when it came to Verity and Dark and so on and so forth, I didn't really like the cutoff. I kind of wish they had dove in a little bit more to Dark Pit's story. I'm like, okay, what exactly is he? Is he really a reflection of the darkness of Pit's heart, or is he... I'm really not sure what he is. Let's see. Other than that, I thought it had a really good story, except for the abrupt end. I liked the... I hated and loved Nintendo for the whole thing of Hades clawing the credits off when he's just like, "You're not done yet! You're far from done." Two things I think that really bothered me about the story was that they never really explained the whole 3-year gap in dealing with the Chaoskin. Because it's like, okay, the Chaoskin... Okay, so he escaped, suddenly Pit's a ring, everything is chaos, and blah 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 blah. How did Pit become the ring? When did he become the ring? So that confused me a little bit. I think the one other problem that I had was the woman that was Dark Lord Gowl. They never really stopped and explained her, I think, very much, even though it's like they could have. I guess they just kind of left it out, either didn't feel it was necessary or forgot about her. Could easily be either. We're dealing with Nintendo, they're not Square Enix. Gameplay. I think the controls are very hit or miss for people. I was playing the standard way even though I'm left-handed. But I didn't really have much of a problem with it. I love the dash attacks. I kind of wish there was a way you could dodge a little bit more in your air battles. But other than that, I really have no complaints. It was easy for me. It was pretty fun. I mean, it was fast-paced. I think my only thing is trying to listen to the characters and their bantering along with trying to slay, like, hundreds of underworld enemies and forces of nature and the Aram and whatever else have you. I think my overall feelings about the game, I loved it, other than the kind of abrupt end it came to. I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic. The graphics, I mean, all things considered, were beautiful, and I do have to keep in mind, and I hope you do too, the fact that the last time a Kid Icarus game came out was 17 years ago on Of Myths and Monsters, which was like the little spur sequel of Nintendo trying to do something and then failing miserably on the original Game Boy. So, I mean, you gotta give him props for creating such a great game without much to work with. So considering that the last games were released for, 8 and 16-bit or whatever, I think they did a pretty decent job with, like, incorporating now. I mean, this is the first time in a while that I've seen a series that's like, everybody kind of thought it was dead, but it isn't. They brought it back, and they brought it back fantastically, and I love it. Let's see. And, if I had to give an overall score, taking into account everything, including, gameplay, storyline, character development, graphics, soundtrack, taking all that into account, I think I would probably give it about between an 8 and an 8.5 out of 10. I think the only thing the only thing that really bugged me, I think, was the abrupt end it came to. I feel like there were several points it could have tied up, and it didn't. I feel like there's something else I had to complain about, but I can't think of it right now. I have yet to try out multiplayer, I will tell you that. I tried, nobody else was playing, so yeah. I think that's about it. So, I guess leave me any comments, questions, anything. And I guess we'll go from there. So, I will see you later. Ciao.